Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn and welcome to MaryAnn's Whimsical Art World. So this is my new VIP art group that I just created, and I am just so glad that you are here because this is where I'm going to share a lot more things about my work, a lot of behind the scenes stuff, weekly Facebook lives where you get to see more in depth into what's going on in my art world. Not just in my art, but even in my world as an artist and as a person in a journey of finding myself. So yes, the purpose of today's live video is just for me to say hi to you and personally welcome you to this group, to share a little bit more about myself and my work and what you can expect to see by being here in this group. So my name is MaryAnn Loo, and that was my speaker turning off by itself. So I'm MaryAnn Loo. I'm also known as PenguinGirl Art on Instagram. And so to share a little bit more about my background as an artist, when I was 8 years old, I was discouraged from being an artist. And I completely forgot about it, like totally, wiped clean from my memory somehow. I guess our unconscious mind kind of does that, right? So it was wiped clean from my memory somehow, and I didn't remember that until I was like 28. So a good 20 years, I didn't make any art, I didn't draw anything. And I wasn't sure if I could actually, still be an artist when I was 28. I managed to work with a life coach, and I organized my first solo exhibition in early 2013, so that was about 9.5 years ago. And it took me 2 months to put together this whole exhibition, including painting 30 brand new paintings, and finding a venue, inviting every single person that I could, as much as I could from my network, to come to my exhibition. And it was one of the most challenging, craziest things that I had ever done. Not just because I hadn't drawn or painted anything in 20 years, but also because I didn't even know how to organize an event. And also because this was like, in a way, my biggest dreams, like something I wanted since I was 8 years old. And so it was really scary. I mean, every time there is something that we really, really, really want, that really matters to us, somehow it's, at least from my experience, somehow it's always going to be extremely challenging to get there. And the things that we find much easier to do, chances are it's probably not like the ultimate goal or the ultimate dream that matters the most to you. A lot of my struggle also was because I didn't believe that it would actually work, that I would actually manage to pull it off. But somehow I managed to make it happen, and it was actually a lot more successful than I ever expected. So about 200 people saw my exhibition. I sold about 17 out of the 30 paintings, and I even received a commission to illustrate a series of 3 children's books. And so I just went from, I want to be an artist and it's my dream, but I'm not sure that I can do it. Am I too late? Is this even possible? To becoming a professional paid artist who has sold work and is hired to do commissions like just within 2 months. It was crazy. It was more than just about being a professional artist for me, because what I saw from that whole experience was that for the very first time in my life, I managed to do something that I really, really wanted. That it wasn't about trying to fulfill any expectations. It wasn't about trying to impress someone or to please people, trying to gain approval from parents or peers or whatever. I did it because it was really my dream. And when I made it happen, that's when I learned that any of my other dreams are possible too. So this other dream that I have since my early 20s is to live in different places around the world, just to experience what life is like there. So I just have this dream of I don't want to just travel and be a tourist. Like, I want to go to a place, spend at least a month there, really immerse myself in the local neighborhoods, the local scene. And it was challenging because as an artist, now that, I did my first exhibition and, I'm an artist, it's like, oh wait, all my dreams are possible, but then, how am I gonna bring all my canvas and my art materials and everything? It's gonna be a huge hassle, and at the same time also traveling is kind of expensive. So it's like, how am I gonna do that and fund it, while being an artist? Like I just couldn't figure out how that was gonna happen. And plus at the same time also I was trying to figure out how to even be an artist, how to continue, where do I continue after having, done my first solo exhibition, like what's next for me. So I experimented, I looked at many different things, I tried out many different things as an artist, because it wasn't just me being a professional artist, it was also me being an artist for like the first time in my life. So I was trying to do like both things at the same time, and it was a lot of challenges, but it was also a lot of fun. And I learned a lot of things about myself and about art and about creativity along the way. In 2018, someone suggested to me to apply for artist residencies, and I had heard of those, and I considered, and I wanted to apply, but I just didn't think I was ready yet. But by then I was like, okay, it's been 5 years since my first solo exhibition, like I guess I could try. So I applied to a few of them, and I got accepted into one that was fully funded, which means that they pay for everything, like the accommodation, your food, part of my travel expenses, and materials for the project. And so I spent 2 weeks in a village in Spain, and I painted my very first overseas mural there. It was also the very first mural of my own design, which means I wasn't commissioned by someone to do it. Like I came up with the design, and I was free to do whatever I wanted, basically. And it was another surreal moment for me, just like when I did my first solo exhibition. This surreal moment now was like I'm sitting at the balcony of the apartment where I was staying in that village, and I couldn't believe that I have this mural now in Spain, outside of Singapore. And all of a sudden I remembered this dream of wanting to live in different places around the world. And I was like, oh my gosh, like if I could do 99 more of these, murals, like make a whole series out of them in 99 other places around the world, then wouldn't that be a way to like travel, live in different places, and be an artist? And because I'm painting a wall, I don't actually have to bring like a whole bunch of canvas with me. And so that was a new possibility that started to open up. And in 2019 I applied to more artist residencies. I painted another 7 murals in 5 other countries. And then COVID happened in 2020 and 2021, and then this year, just recently, like in a couple of months ago in May, I painted the 9th mural of my series in Bristol, UK, and that was also the first time I participated in a street art festival, so that was a whole other experience on its own. So my worldwide mural series, it's called Project 100 Dream Trees, and I'll share more about that in details another time, but essentially it's really an expression of me living my dream of traveling around the world and bringing my art to different places, and I want through those murals as well for people to get connected to their dreams and what really matters to them, and live the life that they've always dreamed of. So that's one of the huge underlying messages in my art, I guess, the whole idea of like living your dreams, being your best self, like living your best life. This is something that I resonate with, and I try my best to embody that even in the way I live my life.